Hey there, Bird Dog fam. It's Ellie here, aka QBDG, Queen Bird Dog Guru. So real quick, let me see. Can I send this to people? I should be able to. Oh, okay. No, I can't. I can't just like share it. Okay. But if you're watching, go ahead and send this to anybody you know who is interested in real estate investing, the future of real estate investing, and what's going on in our current economy. And so all of us know in general there is a lot happening in our current economy as real estate professionals. People who are real estate agents can tell you that they've had their best days in the past couple of years ever since 2020. And those who have experienced the other side where it's like, okay, well, this is a little more difficult. This is a little more complex than what I'm used to with the changing climate and everything like that. And so even outside of the typical talk about the economy and how we are doing as a whole in our country, the fact of the matter is that currency itself is changing in general. And so while the future of investing is here, that also includes the future of real estate investing. And so with us being in the era of the future of investing in general, us as real estate professionals, we do have to be up to date as to how it affects us as real estate investors and professionals. And so with that being said, I do want to just touch on the fact that people are currently using cryptocurrency to purchase properties, and people are also tokenizing real estate via NFTs, which are non-fungible tokens. I'll talk about that a little bit, but in this stream, I really want to cover what we have on our real estate page, which is also Bird Dog Real Estate. So make sure it's in the description box or the description of this video. You can like the page so that way you can stay up to date. So I'll be going over a few different posts that are on that page. Okay. So this is the latest post from today. College alumni meetings, industry events, motivational speech conferences, small business association gatherings, local professionals clubs, gentle, graceful gangsters, you know what I mean. Building your network, especially offline, is essential for business success. Interacting with those in similar or helpful fields gives you the ability to connect in a deeper way rather than reading posts on a profile or website. Those willing to take the initiative to actively meet and greet potential partners and vendors in person are also more likely to take their career and business seriously. This form of networking and interaction includes a face card and first impression builder. A first-hand conversation gives you more insight on the vibe you'll have if you decide to partner with that individual. And so that is what was posted on our website, along with on our Facebook group, on our Facebook page, right? And so if you join our website, of course, you can get more insight on the details of how everything is conducted in that way. And so that's like taking it more old school, right? Okay, with this entire climate that we're in, it's like, well, if this is the future of real estate investing, then why not talk about the things that are, current as the age moves on? It's like, okay, well, in today's age, we're gonna be using online profiles, we're gonna have websites, and whatever the situation is. Well, that's the point. Now everybody has an internet forum of some sort, whether they have their own profile where they make their own posts, or they have their own website where they have something on display. However, with that being said, everyone's ease and access to this particular type of technology, it makes people in general lose their credibility. Like, of course, people can use their websites to build their credibility as far as having testimonials or sharing their own experience, whether they have their resume posted or any past deals they have made, that sort. So that's a great resource. However, when you are networking, there's only so much you can get from an online profile or even a website. So by taking it more old school and continuing to be in person and showing up, not only does it build credibility for yourself, but you're also able to vet those who are actually serious in this industry. Because with the scare and everyone staying in their homes, a lot of people only want to have that screen time where they're only doing this to get to know people, and that really isn't what it is, honestly. You do want to be around people who are able to be in person and have that meeting so you can actually get a full experience of their essence and how they are as a person. As much as you may text, email, call, video chat someone you may be interested in working with, having an in-person conversation is what makes a difference between business success and not. And even then, if you meet people in person, it's better you meet them in person and something fail or not go right than you don't even meet them in person and things start to go down and it's like, well, we didn't even have a real connection in the first place. So it's, it's one of those things where you don't want to feel like you wasted your time. So by being in person with people, you're weeding out those who are too afraid to meet in person. It has nothing to do with what we were told for the reason that we shouldn't be in person. It's all about how serious is this individual about building their network and taking their business to the next level. Okay? So no matter how brilliant your mind or strategy, if you're playing a solo game, you'll always lose to a team, right? So it's vital that we as professionals build our network and our vendors list. So wholesalers, we have bird dogs and wholesalers in this group primarily, right? You know that you're not going to get anywhere without your buyers list. You can't go anywhere without your buyers list at all. You need your buyers in order for you to close deals, right? So if you get a good face card with your buyers, then you have a discussion with them and you say, here's my business card or here's my phone number, here's my email address. When you contact them, it's going to make more of an impact when you send them deals. We all know what it's like to get a bunch of emails, and buyers know what it's like to get a bunch of emails with deals that either aren't good because the numbers are wrong and that particular person just doesn't bring good deals to the table, or people end up having daisy chain deals and stuff like that where they don't have the original contract or they do not have proper permission to have a JV wholesale deal going on. Buyers have to deal with that type of stuff all the time. So when they meet you in person, they have a face card and they're like, okay, well, I've met this person in person. I've actually gotten to experience how they are as an individual. So when they contact me, I'll go ahead and have that conversation with them, see what they're about. And so if you bring good stuff to the table, your numbers are good, you don't have daisy chains, your team is on point as far as the pictures you deliver, of course, again, like your numbers are good and you have a good time frame, you've already, sent your deal to the title company, things are already in process, you may have already put some earnest money down, you're doing your part as a wholesaler, they're always going to be there for you as a buyer. That's just how it works. As long as their finances are there for them to be able to do deals, they're going to be there for you as a buyer, because not only did they get to meet you in person and feel your essence and have a conversation with you, now when you do contact them with whatever it is you have to offer, if your product is good, then that's a partner for life at that point. Okay? And so with you having your bird dog team, and you guys are, pumping deals, you're getting tons of leads and you're sending out your emails and your text message blasts and whatnot to your buyers, they see that you have a great operation going. It's like, okay, well, I was right about this individual. When they got to meet you, they got to see that you have that energy about yourself. And so once you show that as far as your work ethic, and you're bringing deals to the table that are actually good deals, then that goes to show the buyer, like, okay, I made a great decision by trusting this individual. I'm glad I opened up their email. I'm glad I met them at that event. If I had not met them at that event, I probably wouldn't have opened their email. Stuff like that. You have to think about that because, like I said, buyers, they get tons of emails all day. And they could not be good deals. But because they saw your name there and they were like, hey, I remember meeting that person, automatically open the email, automatically open the text message, and it's something of interest for them that will benefit them because it's a great product. Your great product is an amazing deal that is under contract at great prices and a great time frame. Okay? And with you having a team behind you, you're able to do that on a consistent basis. Because there's plenty of wholesalers, I call them solo wholesalers, plenty of solo wholesalers who can get good deals under contract, but it just happens out of the blue sometimes. If you have your team with you, you're able to do this on a consistent basis. You're able to close a deal every week. You're able to close a good deal every single month. You're able to close six-figure deals because you and your team have specialized finding those types of deals or having consistency with finding those types of deals. And your buyers see that. No matter what your line of work, staying successful means working well with other people, whether they are clients, customers, employees, investors, partners, or outside vendors. When you think 5 moves ahead, you prevent your ego from telling you that you can do it all alone. Don't assume that if you achieved a lot on your own in the past, you'll be able to achieve even more by yourself in the future. I needed the right team to be able to make scaling my business become a reality. And so, with that being said, the main point I want to make here is people, as far as your clients, customers, employees, investors, partners, or outside vendors. So when you got clients, you're talking about your sellers. We're here in wholesale real estate, right? Your sellers are your clients. You want your clients to recommend you to other people. This is how every closing should be. Oh, I appreciate you so much for helping me sell my house. I really love the fact that you were able to do this accurately according to what you said you would do in a timely manner. There were rarely any issues on your end because, they could have actual issues with the house or the title or whatever on their end. But on your end, there should be no issues. Honestly, truthfully, we should not have issues as wholesalers as far as closing these deals. So they should have that impression of you, and they should be like, I know someone else who's going through something similar, so I'll definitely give them your phone number. I'll give them your email address. That's how your clients, your sellers, should see you. So your customers, those are your buyers. They're the ones buying from you. Buyers, even though, I'm just going to be honest, even though buyers can be a little stingy when it comes to their favorite wholesalers, I'm just being straight up because it's like, hey, send me your deals first, okay? Send them to me first. And I'll see if I like it and I'll buy it first. I'm telling you, I'll buy it first, especially if you know their criteria, you know what they like, you got a buyer for life. However, if they're in a situation where their finances are tied up, they don't have a whole bunch of cash on hand, they have stretched their financing or their credit, whatever, they have other investor friends. They have other investors in their Rolodex and their network. So it's like, man, okay, I know you sent this to me first, and I know I usually buy your deals first, but I have a buddy who works similar to me, so let me send this to him. Now, you already have your own buyers list. You don't have to wait on them to send it to their buddy. However, because you have that great relationship and you've built that rapport with that buyer, just having that conversation alone is great. Okay? You want return customers. Your buyers are your customers. And when you provide a great product, people are going to recommend your product, because with real estate, you only get one house once. Or one property once, whether it's a house, a multifamily, a commercial property, a piece of land, something like that. So you only can do deals once. But the way you construct your deals and the criteria that you match, that is your product that you're selling to your customers. Your employees, your bird dogs, right? You don't want to have a bird dog team and people are constantly confused on what's going on. You don't want to be in an environment where people are chaotic and things are out of control. You don't want to have that sort of thing going on in your company culture. You want structure, You want it to be family-like, because usually real estate businesses are small businesses. Unless, you have a hedge fund backing you as a wholesaler, you're not typically going to have a huge team. That's usually not how it works. Usually for real estate investors, you have a good 3 to 10 people on your team. That's really all you need. But that's just typically how it is. And so if your small team is constantly having headaches because your business is chaotic, you have no one to blame but yourself in that aspect, okay? So you definitely want it to be like, okay, well, I have this structure this way, I have this that way, the company culture is like this, these people work together in this way, those people work together in that way, and things are harmonious in our company to where people want to stay with you. A lot of complaints that I hear is that bird dogs like to quit and they don't like to stay in the business with a particular wholesaler or investor. And I always go back to, well, what did you incentivize them with? How are things structured in your business to make them want to leave? Everyone gets into real estate so they can provide financial freedom for themselves. People don't get into real estate just to get another job. If they wanted another job, they would go apply to another job. Most people get into real estate investing so that they can provide freedom for themselves. So if they're constrained as a employee and they are not able to level up in any way, or they are being treated like a regular employee at any other regular job, then they're gonna leave. So you have to realize that, because maybe you started as a bird dog yourself, and it's not fair to continue unrighteous treatment if that is what you experienced. It's up to you to innovate in a more positive way so you have longevity within your team so that they don't leave, and you can provide them something to be able to work on themselves as real estate investors. Okay? And so you also have investors and partners, right? So your investors and partners, that can be anywhere between your bird dog team and your actual buyers. So your bird dogs can eventually become acquisitions managers or even your buyer's agents. As far as like using the word agent, they're not actually agents. That's for licensed realtors and whatnot. However, if someone has been working with you for a minute, they know what's going on in the business, you can send them to the networking meetings and stuff like that so that they can meet the new buyers. Or if they're not really good with the numbers when it comes to specifically, selling the agreement, selling the contract, the equitable interest, or even getting them under contract, they're not good with those particular numbers, they could run the bird dog team. So they might not be good at managing deals, but they're good at managing people. So you have 4 people on your team, they're all doing the same thing. One person happens to excel at lead generation, and you're like, okay, well, you're not too good at the numbers and getting the deals down. However, you're great with managing people. You're great at doing this job. So what I want you to do is take care of the other 3 people and make sure they get the job done, and you keep doing what you're doing, and you get a pay grade raise. It's like that. You have to feel the culture of who you have hired in order for them to be successful along with your business to be successful. So you have to think about it in that aspect. And last, we have outside vendors. So us as wholesalers, we already know we have to have certain vendors. Isaiah Pearson said, Boss Lady is in the building. And Boss Lady in the building. Appreciate you, Isaiah. And so you already know that we have to have a great relationship with multiple title companies. Yes, sure, you can have your favorite title company, your favorite attorney that you like to close with. You can have that. However, you have to be realistic. You can't just depend on one source, okay? You have to have a good vendors list. So you have your different title attorneys that you may know. You have investor-friendly agents. And remember, like, we're just being real. Just being real. People have shared their experiences with real estate agents who were ignorant to the wholesale space. It's 2022 and a lot of realtors are not familiar with investors or wholesalers or bird dogs. They just know that they got their license and they have access to the MLS. Okay? So sometimes you can partner with those who are new, who just got their license. You can introduce them to the concept, share a few videos, share some of your contacts who you may know. It's like, hey, check out their page, or here, give this person a call so they can kind of break down what this whole concept of wholesaling is. And we can make sure you get money because, you know, they get a agent's fee when they close deals and whatnot. Or even if they're not working as specifically an agent, they don't have it listed, they can send you bird dog deals. So that way they can still get paid from that lead if the listing is expired or they're just not able to list it because the condition of the house is just that bad. Okay, that's where us as investors come in. We get those houses that usually aren't able to be listed. Okay? And, you know, of course, like as you elevate as a wholesaler, you become an investor in whatever way, whether you're creating wholesale cash flow, which we talk more about in our mastermind group, or you're finding ways to close every single deal. Again, we talk about that in our mastermind group. You want to start talking to people like developers, architects, those who invest in land and what they do with the land versus just staying in residential property. While there's nothing wrong with wholesaling houses, it is smart to go ahead and expand your mind to know how to expand your business. Because eventually you're going to flip your own properties. Eventually you're going to rent out your own properties. So you might as well get to know those individuals. You can already have those conversations with your buyers. However, once you get to know people, you know, different contractors, once you get to know those types of people, you know who to contact to answer what questions and to get whatever job done. Okay? King's Kong said, do you need LLC to do real estate? Not necessarily, however, it is recommended just for tax purposes, honestly. So if you close a deal and it's like $15,000, you can close it in your name. However, the IRS is probably going to look at that. It's going to send a ding in the system more than likely. So it is smart to go ahead and get an LLC and open up a business bank account rather than on a consistent basis you're closing, you know, $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 deals. The IRS going to look at you like, who that? What they got going on? So, you know, get your LLC if you're, you know, if you're just starting out, you don't necessarily need it. You don't necessarily need it. However, you know, if you're closing good deals, go ahead and get an LLC or an S Corp or C Corp. Don't just leave it at LLC. You can get an S Corp or C Corp depending on what type of business you got going on. And make sure you get a CPA and a good tax person. Okay. And so I'm going to skip down a little bit. Actually, I'll just go to a completely different sector of what we got going on. Okay. So this is more of what is on our website directly. And our website is free, and a lot of these posts are free for you to see and read, especially on our forum. You don't even have to be a part of our website to view our forum. However, if you sign up to our website, you'll get notifications when things are posted in the forum. But in order to just see the forum, you do not have to be a member of the website. So, college alumni meetings, industry meetings, motivational speech conferences, small business association gatherings, local professionals clubs. So again, this post is taken down into detail on our website, okay? And it is in the Six Figure Wholesaler group. That is free for you to join if you are a wholesaler. And it is also mentioned in, what's it called? The part of the forum where we discuss things like land investing and different things like that. Those who are, you know, land investors, we tend to not be like in the city space so much. It's more rural, so we have to do things a little bit differently than those in the city space. If you're in the city space, deals happen a lot quicker, but when you're in the more rural area, you do have to maneuver a little bit differently. Profits are higher, but deals are slower typically, that sort of thing. If you're talking about 100 acres of land, that's a pretty penny right there. That's a pretty penny right there. But you got to make sure you have the right buyer for it and the right processing. So how do you do that? You build your network in the right way. Okay. Kings Kong said, who do you recommend to set up LLC? I'm not going to make any recommendations for that. All I can say is contact someone locally and, get things done that way. Contact some wholesalers or some buyers that are in your area that have their own LLC. Ask them who did theirs in your area, because the way you set up different corporations are state specific or market or city specific, and I'm not going to give you any inaccurate information here on Facebook, okay? I'm just being straight up honest with you. All right. And so here's the fun part. I'm gonna go ahead and close out the video. Just, I'm still gonna be on here for a little bit, but this is like towards the end. The new generation of investors. Kevin O'Leary, a well-respected businessman, is now part of a lawsuit in one of the biggest financial crashes in business history. The founder and former CEO of FTX was compared to J.P. Morgan. After filing for bankruptcy, he is now compared to Bernie Madoff. What made Kevin O'Leary invest in the first place? While the business practices of FTX were unethical, the concept is completely innovative. So remember, us as professionals, us as real estate professionals in general, we have to have ethical business practices. So a lot of people have heard about the FTX cryptocurrency exchange crash, and the only reason I've been posting about it quite a bit is because people don't realize this isn't about cryptocurrency anymore. At first, people really thought it was just about cryptocurrency. It's like, oh, we do real estate, we don't have to care about that. You have to remember, Kevin O'Leary was a host on Shark Tank. That's a big deal. That's a professional business investor. That's a professional business buyer right there who made this type of mistake. Am I condemning him for his mistake? Not necessarily, but it is kind of an eye-opener where it's like, bro, you're a professional business buyer. You didn't do your due diligence. We're watching you on camera do due diligence on people's businesses, and you flopped. You flopped. Just being real here. So if a buyer is there to work with you, or let's just say a lender, let's say you've upgraded, you're doing your own properties, and a lender decided to work with you, and then you pull a Sam Bankman-Fried, and they end up looking like Kevin O'Leary, it's like you still got to look at yourself. The buyer, the lender is gonna feel like Kevin and be like, ugh, okay, well, I made a bad decision, but you know what we're gonna do here. But you, as the investor yourself, not the lender, you're the investor, the one conducting the deal. You have to look at yourself and take accountability for that. You have to take accountability and do due diligence on your deal before you get lending. Or even as a wholesaler, you have to do due diligence on your deal before you send out your assignment contract to your buyer. Okay? The new investor circle. Millennials are the current new investors in every industry. As Generation Z is now 25 years old as the eldest age, they are now more prominent in the market. So I'm 24 right now. I'll be 25 later this month. And my generation is up and coming in the investing space. So as y'all know, we've had this group for a minute. I started wholesaling when I was 19. Well, I started as a bird dog when I was 19 and was able to become a wholesaler within that year. And so have been doing a few deals for a few years, have some situations going on, and have put most of my focus into this group and on our website. So with that being said, there's a lot of people my age and younger who are getting into this space, which is where bird dogs are mostly catered to, is mostly people who are younger, who don't know how to do deals or are not able to do deals because of age, or they're just new to the industry in general, that sort of thing. So with a lot of us graduating to getting to that wholesale space, or if they've already been wholesaling around my age, to getting to that buyer and investor, potentially even lending space, because there's some people who started investing at the same age that I did. Now they're out here lending money to people. It just is what it is. So that's why it is important and vital to know that Generation Z is a vital source for you. So if you are a wholesaler looking to build your team, it would be very, very smart to go ahead and hire younger people to work with you as your bird dog team. So that way they can grow up a little more with you in the industry and become your partners. You know, who better to add as an acquisitions manager than somebody who's already been working with you for a few months, maybe a couple of years, and they know exactly how you operate as a wholesaler. All you got to do is pay them a little more, give them equity in the business or something, and there you go. You got somebody who can run their own little operation in your wholesale business, and everybody's making a lot more money. It's really, you know, that simple when it comes to business. And so I'll just reiterate again that we are in the future of real estate investing, or investing in general. So while we still should use those old school tactics to build our network and our Rolodex of individuals that we encounter, it's very important to realize and know that the United States, the country that we live in and do business in, is making a lot of advancements that may not be known a lot in general in the industry. Okay, so I'll close out by saying this. More information about this specific thing is on our website, as far as the United States creating eCash, which is electronic currency and security hardware. The bill was introduced, and the executive order of 14067 section 4 was signed in March 2022. Digital currency has officially been introduced to the United States government. This happened this year, March 2022. You can look it up. Executive Order 14067, Section 4. It's called eCash. So with that being said, that is a centralized currency that is now officially being introduced as a currency, fiat. This is now introduced as an actual fiat currency. So with that being said, do you want to always use the centralized currency that we have here provided by the United States government? Or do you want to learn how to use the decentralized currency that is not owned and operated by the United States government? So learning about the two differences is what's going to help you as a real estate investor, because like we have here where King's Kongs was talking about setting up an LLC. Okay, you set up the LLC. Like I said, the only reason that we got to even be concerned about that is because of the IRS. If the United States government would leave our funds alone, we probably wouldn't care. Everybody would just have properties in their name and have bank accounts in their own name, and no one would care. But with the way taxation is set up, that's a lot of the reason people get into real estate in the first place. So if you're making money on a consistent basis, you're not just holding your properties, you're wholesaling. Okay, you got to move a little different. And even as a buyer, you may have to move a little different based on what they are doing now in this new economy of having digital currency as an actual fiat currency. So that is my main reason for, addressing certain things as far as the future of investing. The future of investing is here. We now have an official digital currency in the United States government. Executive order was signed, bill introduced in March 2022. Okay? And so the crash of FTX has now brought a shining bright light on the area of cryptocurrency and blockchain investing in general. And so you can learn more about, like, specifically what I've been covering in the group, in the blockchain and cryptocurrency investors group on our website. So you just go to our bio, Bird Dog Real Estate page bio, and you will be able to see more information about that. And so when you join the group, that group is free as well. You can also learn how to gain your own cryptocurrency and everything like that. I will be making a YouTube video soon on how to make cryptocurrency. It's going to be, about driving for dollars, and that's going to be a way for you to collect more cryptocurrency as you do that. And so, yeah. King's Kong said, how do you feel about digital property? I'm not, this is my opinion before I leave. This is my opinion. I don't really care much for it. I don't care much for it. Like, if you decide to have fun with your property, you tokenize your property, and then you create NFTs based off of it, and you just kind of have fun with the NFT space, in that aspect, that's cool. But I don't see a true value in owning digital property. It doesn't really make sense to me as far as like the metaverse situation. I want real assets. I already own silver and gold. I own stocks and, you know, ETFs and stuff like that. I'm not really interested in digital property when, yeah, sure, people can make money off of it, but it's like that's more of a niche topic that's not really commodity based. That's not really a necessity. People are gonna need houses. People are going to need apartments. People are going to need office space. People are going to need storage space. Online can't provide that. So I'd rather invest in the physical asset versus a digital creation that someone created. If I do get into, you know, something like that, it will be for fun. But I don't see value in it as a professional investor. So that's my answer for that. But yeah, I do really appreciate your questions, Kings Kongs. That's awesome. And, you know, I appreciate you in the stream. Isaiah Pearson said, do you wholesale in Georgia? Man, listen. I know a lot of people in Georgia, and I have been trying to work with people in Georgia. And just the things I was doing, like, this was specifically what happened this year. I went down to Georgia. And while I wasn't there specifically just to go do business as far as real estate goes, that was part of what I was doing. We were acquiring some land, or at least looking into some land, so that, you know, we could start farms and have garden space and stuff like that. So I was working on it. We found the property. I had a buyer, everything, but the deal did not go through in that way. So, you know, I can't say yes, I did wholesale in Georgia. I was working on wholesaling in Georgia, but, you know, the deal didn't go through. So I'm gonna have to, you know, try again. That's all I can do. So yeah. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Millionaire Mondays here in the group, these are typically done once a month. I will see where this goes. And as far as, you know, continuing once a month for these particular streams, a lot of videos have been posted on the Bird Dog Real Estate website, the free videos, and most of the videos, honestly, are in our mastermind group. So make sure you check out our mastermind group and see if you would like to join that. If you would like to become a six-figure wholesaler with a Bird Dog team and learn more about running and managing your business, having bird dogs. And Isaiah Pearson said, come on back. Hey, I'll be back in Georgia. You know, you already know. It's just gotta get things back straight how I need them to be. You know what I'm saying? It's that sort of thing. I greatly appreciate it, though. That's what I need to do is when I go to Georgia, just specifically go for real estate, so that way we can have like a meetup or something, and then take care of business. Because, you know, I was with more. You know, this is how I rock out. I was with more individuals who are more in the spiritual space and those who are more Black activists and things like that. So I guess networking and making friends was more important than actually like obtaining property. Whereas my mindset, well, I recognize that those things are important. However, my mindset is, okay, acquiring property is what's gonna help us build wealth. So can we focus on that? But, you know, hey, just keep trying. But yeah, greatly appreciate it though. Peace out, Bird Dog fam. This was Ellie, aka QBDG, Queen Bird Dog Guru. I will see you guys on the website. Make sure you like our page, Bird Dog Real Estate, and make sure you click the link in the bio to see the website and see exactly what's going on. All right, bye, Bird Dog fam. Y'all have a great evening.